makes your garden grow, water and sunshine. What makes your spirit grow, knowing that she'll be mine.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to Freedom Homestead. I'm Tangie, and we are in the kitchen, and like I said, it is evening. It is 8:30 p.m. We just finished eating, got the chickens put up, went out into the garden.
Hi everyone.
We went out to the garden, got several things harvested, one of those being corn.
Corn, lots of corn.
Lots of corn. So I wanted to show you guys really quick how I put up corn. I am not canning it. I like to freeze corn.
Oh, wait. Show them what I did.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can really see this or not,
Look at that.
but I put, how many? 5, 6?
I don't know.
We put, I think, 6 of these in the smoker, and we smoked it for an hour. It's good.
It is amazing.
Smoked corn on the cob is good. If you haven't done that, highly recommend it.
I agree.
This was some great corn tonight.
It was very, very
Yeah.
good. I've already got my corn shucked, and we are just going to pick up from there. I'm going to do it in 2 different ways. I'm going to cut it off the cob, and I'm going to freeze some still on the cob. Now, down in my freezer right now, I have about that much already put up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an experiment. I have heard that if you use a vacuum seal bag to freeze your corn in, you don't have to blanch it. So what I have down in the freezer already is blanched. So I'm not going to blanch this, and we're gonna see how it holds up. This will be on top of the freezer, so it will be what we use first. But if this works well, I will be very happy because it will be another way I can save time during harvest season. So anyway, I'm gonna bring you in, we're gonna look at the corn, and we're going to get it cut off the cob and in bags. So let's do this. This is the other things that we got. We got a couple of squash, a zucchini, some peppers, and tomatoes. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so since corn is encased in its own beautiful cocoon of protection from earth, wind, and fire.
Do you remember when it first died, September?
I don't have to wash this. This is ready to go. Every single one of these were in perfect condition. Surprisingly, no worms. And the reason why I say surprisingly is because a few days ago when I was out there, I did see some worms on some of the corn, but they didn't make it into the corn. So every single one of these is just beautiful and ready to go. Vacuum seal bags that I use are not the Food Saver brand because Food Saver is too expensive. I started using this brand at the recommendation of Heidi over at Rain Country. She recommended this. She said that she's been using it for a long time and she had really good success with it. So I too have been using it for a really long time. Ever since I heard her recommend it, and it's what I've been using ever since. If you're interested in these bags, I will put a link down in the description box below. It will be an affiliate Amazon link, which basically just means that if you purchase anything from Amazon using our link, it does not charge you more. It just gives us a few cents as a thank you from Amazon for directing you their way. Okay, so how we do this is first we have to seal one end of it. So I'm just going to hit seal, and when the red button comes on, or the red light, I just slide this in and it clamps down the heat strip and it melts and seals that edge down. Okay, so before you start filling your bag, don't forget to label it. So I like to put my corn in this way, and then I alternate pointy to flat end. I think it just, I don't know, seems like it lays flatter or something. Okay, oops. And I did get most of the silks off, not all of them, but it's not a big deal in my opinion. Ooh, this might overfill. We'll see. Maybe not. All right, look at how pretty that is. So I just like to grab my big Aldi reusable bag and I drop these down in there so that way I can carry them all down to the freezer at one time so I don't have to make several trips. I'm gonna do a few more like that and then the rest of them I'm going to cut off the cob. Okay, so now we're switching gears a little bit and the rest of this corn we're going to be cutting off the cob. I'm going to be using these smaller freezer bags. These are kind of like a quart size, you know, depending on how long you cut these. But I'm just going to use a good old knife and a cutting board, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my corn in this bowl, and once I've got everything cut off I'm going to scoop into my food saver bags. This is really simple and I feel kind of silly even showing you this, but I know that when I was first starting I wanted to know how to do everything. I wanted to see how other people do it, even if it seemed like it might not be that big of a deal. I've got most of the silks out, not all of them, but I don't mind a little bit of silk here and there. It's no big deal. So this is very simple. You're just gonna hold your corn, and I've got a, not really a sharp knife, but I do need some new knives. And then I'm just going to cut, and you do wanna be careful because these will go everywhere. And this is for more of a whole kernel corn. Really my favorite way to do it is to just barely cut the tops off the kernels and then scrape all the yumminess out of it. That's more for a, if you want to do a cream corn. But for now we're just doing whole kernel. And so I still do scrape the cob to make sure I'm getting all that yummy deliciousness out. Okay, and I'm sure you can see that, like I said, it just flies everywhere. So this is a messy process, but it is a delicious one. Some of you have heard me say that I am back on keto, which I just do really well with keto. I feel better and my weight is better when I'm doing keto, but I will eat corn, not every day, not very often. That's one of the ways that I have figured out how to balance keto is to eat the vegetables that I grow. Just these I won't eat as much or as often as I would eat like squash or tomato. Okay. All right, I'm gonna keep doing this until I am ready to bag it up. Okay, so this is how much corn I got. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut our bags. And I like to do this in like batches. So I'm gonna start with, we'll say 6 bags. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it, what I think will fit, which I could very well be wrong. I'm trying to go for like quart size bags here. I'm going to go ahead and seal the bottoms of all of these. And label them. Whew. Start filling my bags. So this one is going to get 2 cups. Maybe. I think this will actually, whoa. In theory, this will work. There we go, we'll support it on the other side. Doesn't have to be exactly 2 cups, but that is perfect. All right, look at there, perfect. So the last part of this, we're going to take our corn and I'm going to kind of mash it out a little bit, but you have to leave a couple of inches at the top for the vacuum sealing process. And of course, we're doing this as flat as we can just so it won't take up a lot of space on the freezer. So you want to make sure that your food is set to moist because this will draw out some liquid while it vacuum seals. See, it's silk when I get out of there. All right, so we'll just slide it in and let her go. That's a lot of liquid. I may have to partially freeze these first. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Anytime there's a whole lot of moisture, what I do is I like to set these in the freezer so the liquid will freeze, and that way it doesn't, because see how it didn't seal properly. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and stick these in the freezer. Good morning, friends. It is the next day. I went to bed last night, and so my corn did not freeze totally flat, but that's okay. Ideally, I would have smushed this flat and had laid, I was tired and I just didn't take the time to do it. So that was laziness on my part. But anyway, so yeah, now that the corn is frozen, I can vacuum seal this and it not suck a ton of juice up through the top and get a proper seal. So we're gonna do that here shortly. I've got coffee going. It's Saturday morning. I love Saturdays. It's Saturday morning and I'm fixing to whip up some breakfast. Jack stayed home today. He has a sinus infection and he's not going to work today. So good to have him home on a Saturday. And so I'm gonna make some bacon and pancakes, keto pancakes for me. I followed Joe Duff's recipe if you're interested. Just go to Joe Duff pancakes. It's like cream cheese, egg, almond flour, and where it's not like your traditional pancake, it's still really good. So anyway, so I'm gonna make pancakes and bacon, but first I'm gonna get these vacuum sealed and downstairs in the freezer to enjoy later in the year. Okay, so I wanted to show you, this one had, I think this was the one that I originally tried to vacuum seal last night and it pulled all that starch up. It did seal, but what I'm gonna do, because see this is, even though it's been sitting out for just like 2 minutes, that starch has already melted. I'm gonna dry this out and then I'm gonna do a second seal just to double check and make sure that it is good and properly sealed. Okay, so how I'm going to do this, I've got it wiped out as best I can. I'm going to hit that seal button, stick that in there as far as, or you know, just above this, and try to get it above that. So we'll see if it works. Yeah, I did it. Okay, good. So that's just a little extra added protection there. All right, I've got 3 more to do. All right, so that is what it made. So these are all 2 cups. So that's 10 cups of corn right there, and this is almost one cup. So yeah, these are gonna go down in our freezer and we're gonna enjoy these later in the year. We do have some corn left out in the garden, but I would say by this time next week we'll be done. So I think what I'm probably going to do, because I already have like 100 ears of corn saved on the cob downstairs in the freezer, so I'm sure we'll eat a few more ears fresh out of the garden, but I think the rest of it is going to be, I'm going to do like this, just to cut it off the cob and do whole kernel corn. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you learned something. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today, and remember to be vigilant, be prayerful, and be prepared. Until next time, it's time for breakfast.